Hello, everyone. Welcome into another edition of YBMcast. We've got a great show for you here. We got another season update. First, I want to let you all know that YBMcast is powered by Game 7 Baseball. If you're looking for a good tournament to come into, to be in, look, game7baseball.com. Get yourself in there, and let's get started. We've got Coach Nick Clements on with Liberty Wentzville. Got a season update. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. Looks like you're sitting outside enjoying some of the nice weather.
I am, for sure.
Hey, getting started here, we talked at the beginning of the season, as every other coach kind of didn't know what you had and whatnot, but looking at your season to date, you're getting some love from the guys over at STL. The STL today, getting you're in the bubble there in the top 10. But you've had kind of a streaky season so far, wouldn't you say?
Yes. So we didn't start off the way we wanted to. We started off 0-2-1, and then we had 6 wins in a row, and then we lost 3 in a row, and now we've won 5 in a row. So very up and down. But I told the boys, you know, at the very beginning of the season, before we played even our first game, I said, listen, high school baseball season, it's like we just got a huge 500-piece puzzle. We just dumped out all the pieces, and over the course of the season, we're trying to figure out where everybody fits. I said, you can't get too high on the wins, and you can't get too low on the losses. I said, baseball, more than any other sport, in my opinion, any team can win on any given day. There's so many variables that go into play, so I just tell the boys, you've got to stay even keel. You can't, and also too, you can't get wrapped up comparing yourself to others. You know, comparison's the thief of joy. That's an old quote out there, but sometimes these boys, they get so wrapped up in, like, they create this like algorithm, like, well, so-and-so beat so-and-so and we beat them, so then that means we're just as good as them. I'm like, guys, it doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. You just play the team that's in front of you that day, and you give your best effort, and you give the best game that you possibly can. And I will say, you know, we're starting to hit our stride at the right time, which is what our goal was. But of our 5 losses and our 1 tie, every single one of those opponents is a really good team. I mean, Francis Howell's great. Rockwood Summit, really good team. Zumwalt East is very, very good. Russ Hill has done a great job with that group. They are well coached, and they play the game very well. So, and then Wright City, they gave us a tie. Very good team. Coach Ratterman does a great job with them as well. That's a really good smaller school team, and Timberland's up there in the rankings too. So, as a team, as a coaching staff, of the losses we have, there's not any one of them where I look at and I'm like, oh man, like we shouldn't have lost. You know what I mean? Like, these opponents that have beaten us, they're really good teams. I mean, that's what happens.
And that's the thing. You want to compare, you know, and like you said, you can't just keep comparing, but you are looking at the teams you're playing and saying, hey, we're not playing soft opponents here, guys. We're putting ourselves in a position to get better, to play better. And, you know, even, you got South, you're playing South this week. On Tuesday, you got a win there. But you're putting yourself up against good, solid competition, and looking forward. You know, you're Edwardsville. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I would have put Edwardsville on my schedule, man.
Hey, as a coach, I always want to play the absolute best competition we can play, because that's ultimately what prepares these kids. You know, setting your schedule up to accumulate wins. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, in Missouri, you're already in the playoffs before you even play a game. So you don't have to earn a playoff spot. I mean, yeah, you know, seeding's important, but at the same time, I mean, the experience against those really tough opponents and the experience of playing in those high leverage, you know, high pressure games, that's what's going to pay off in the end. But if you're going out there beating everybody because they're not, you know, up to your level, it's not going to prepare you for when it really counts district and time.
You know, you're talking about that too, and here's the other part of this. You know, you're in the GAC South, I believe it is, correct? And
yes.
you're playing.
No, we're GAC Central.
Central, that's right. And so you're playing, East, South, North, Washington, but your district. So there's a little that's kind of a fluctuation there between two, because you're then in Class 6, which some of those schools like East and whatnot is Class 5. So your district is going to be completely different. So you might have to look at outside, and I think it's smart to look outside of that, because you've got Battle, Hickman, Holt, Liberty, Timberland, and Troy Buchanan in your district. So it's no cakewalk there.
No, and we try. Districts aren't announced until the season is just about started. This year they were announced after the season had started. But you do your best to schedule the opponents. At least I do. You obviously have to play your conference opponents, and then you do your best to schedule the teams that you play in your district, just because you want to see. But also too, that's really important for seeding. You want to say that you beat so and so head to head. So we did our best to schedule those teams. I mean, we're not playing the Columbia schools, but we're playing everybody else. We've seen Timberland, we've seen Holt. We're going to play Troy a little bit later in the year. We're going to play Zumwalt West twice this weekend. So we'll know exactly what we're getting into, and we'll be experienced against these teams going into districts. And I think districts is going to be really fun this year, especially Class 6, because they've eliminated sectionals. So pretty much if you get out of your district, you automatically are into the quarterfinal. You win districts, you're one win away from the state Final Four. So it's really cool. I like that a lot. And for Class 6, there's going to be exactly 64 teams. So the way I explained it to the boys, I said it's like March Madness. Survive in advance. You just win and you keep going. So
it's the truth. I think it's set up to be really exciting. And like you said, across the board, we're looking at some of these districts. And, wow, if you come out of your district, if you guys come out of your district, you're one of the best teams in the state, because it's not like, you have West there. Hickman is playing really well. Timberland's starting to get it together. Then Troy, Battle. I mean, it's not like it's going to be a cakewalk coming out of that district, man.
Oh, no. Everybody's going to earn. Whoever's there at the end of it, they earn that spot. Nobody's going to just, you will have to be playing very good baseball in consecutive days and consecutive weeks. I mean, you're really going to have to be firing on all cylinders. But, the good news is that that's what all these games are for. We're trying to find where we get to that sweet spot right at the right time, and we're playing our best baseball right when it matters most.
And let's talk a little bit about some players. You've got some kids doing very well. Trevor York at the top there, he's hitting 385 right now. He's putting in some good ABs, it looks like there. Of course, Victor Quinn he's got 6 home runs, man. I mean, not only is he throwing mid-90s, but he's hitting 6 bombs.
He hit 4 in one game.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know if you know that was only the 5th time in the history of Missouri high school baseball that someone has had a 4 home run day.
That's crazy.
So
man.
and he hit on that day he was 5 for 6. So his 5th hit was a double. And then the one time he got out, it was a line drive right at the third baseman. So he had 8 RBIs that day. He had himself a day. So, but he's a solid aspect of the lineup. Like you said, Trevor York. Trevor York's naturally a second baseman, but he's been playing some outfield for us. He's just a great athlete. I mean, great athlete. He plays ice hockey. I mean, he just is very versatile. And when he's at the plate, he's only struck out once all year. He puts the ball in play, and that's all we ask of the kids. Put the ball in play, and that's what he does.
We've been talking on a weekly basis with Kevin Mulder over at PBR Missouri, and one of the kids he brought up from your squad was Connor Hutchings, and I think he's a 23. Yeah. He's a 23 grad. Is that correct? Sophomore?
No, Connor graduates this year.
Oh, does he? Okay, he's senior. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But he's been talking well about bringing his name up, and Cole Vance has been looks like he's getting some good swings in there. Cole Gonzalez.
Yep.
And the other young man, I think a pitcher, Sam Gordley. Is that correct?
Yep. he mixes it up really well, keeps hitters off balance, has some good velo. He does a very nice job on the mound for us. We really like. He's a junior, and he really does great things.
So you're looking at you've got, of course, Victor, Sam Gordley, and then Seth Menace is a 23 kid, right? Yep. So you've got some arms there. What else is behind those kids right there for you, arm wise, man?
Well, we also have a senior, Caden Jacoby, who is just now released to start pitching for us. He's had one appearance, and he did a really good job. He had 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. So he has some really good velo. Is just a really big presence on the mound. I mean, he's a force, and he's going to be a good tool for us to use down the stretch. Seth does a great job. We also have a junior named Braden Rowe, who anytime we've brought him in, whether it's starting or coming out of the bullpen, he gets outs. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He gets outs. He pitches to contact, and I mean, the defense fields it behind him. He does a phenomenal job. And then we have Nick Harris, who's another senior, going to Fontbont, and he does a great job out of the bullpen too. So honestly, the pieces are stacking up nicely for our pitching staff.
And, looking at this, I'm looking at some stats here. Braden Rowe, the kid you just mentioned, he's got a 1.75 ERA. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he goes in there and gets outs. I mean, if we need outs, he'll come in any situation. I mean, he's come in before with the bases loaded. With 1 out and gotten out of the jam. He's come in second and third, nobody out. Same with Nick Harris. Nick Harris did that the other night. He came in second and third. 6th inning, we were an away team. It was a tied game 3-3. He got 2 big strikeouts and then got a fly ball to left field that infielder Trevor York laid out and caught and kind of saved the game for us. So everybody is kind of rowing the boat in the right direction.
I love that. Hey, and that's the big thing. I think that's really what it takes, I think, to go deep in playoffs at high school is, you hitting, you can scratch, you can manufacture, you can put the ball in play and things of that nature. The tough thing is depth at pitching going into this next stretch and into the districts. Yep. You got to have those guys really set in motion to get those innings, right?
Exactly right. And like I said, I mean, the guys too, over the next 13 days, we have our 14 days, we have 11 games. So, I mean, they're still going to get more repetition against really good competition. So I really like where we are right now as a team. I really, really do.
Well, Coach, I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys do. Appreciate you taking the time today to talk with us, give us a little update on what's going on. What do you see the boys? You feeling good about where you're at right now?
Yes, feel really good. Today we have a huge matchup with Zumwalt South. That's a really good team. So, we're definitely going to have to bring it today. And then this weekend we play Zumwalt West for a doubleheader. So we've got there's no time for us to take any days off. We've got to bring.
Hey, say that again. You kind of broke up. Say that last part again there, Coach. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, can you now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Just saying, we've tough matchup against Zumwalt South today, and then we play Zumwalt 2 Saturday, and we're just going to have to bring it. Every single can't take any days off, and that's exactly how we want it to be, especially going in towards the district's part of the season.
Coach, good luck to you the rest of the way. We'll be following you. Appreciate your time as always. And, stay well and good luck to your guys.
Thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate it.
Very welcome. Hey, Nick Clements, Liberty Wentzville High School head coach. Everybody, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. All you pitchers, remember, keep throwing strikes, and you hitters, hit them where they ain't. Everybody have a great day in the Lord, and we'll see you next time.